In the year 2020, I sat for the JAMB exams. Unfortunately for me, I scored a very high score. Everyone around me, my parents, my neighbors, my relatives, everyone was happy as to the fact that the first medical doctor in the family had finally gotten admission to university. Unfortunately, my joy and the joy of everyone around me was truncated when I was hit with the news that I would not be admitted. I fell short of the merit list by 1 mark. I scored 327. My aggregate was 77.87, but I was not given admission. And I don't want you to fall a victim of the same thing that I fell a victim of in the year 2020. Here is how to get admitted into medical school in 2025. Hello guys, it's paramedic here, 40 medical student, Nnamdi Azikiwe University Teaching Hospital, and here we talk about faith, productivity, medicine, and of course life in general. Stay tuned. First things first, let's debunk the public perception myth that if you score above 300, then you're already admitted into medical school. If you score below 300, you cannot get admission in medical school. Well, even though having a high JAMB score puts you on a greater pedestal, it doesn't guarantee the fact that you're actually going to make it into medical school. So in this video, we'll be looking at the factors that are closely intertwined and that are going to be put together to ensure that you are going to make it into medical school this year. The institution you apply to plays a highly pivotal role in your getting admission this year. Take for instance, someone with 334 applies to the University of Ibadan, and someone else with the same score applies to University of Port Harcourt or University of Uyo. These two persons are applying to different schools, and these schools have different levels of competitiveness. The person that applied to the University of Ibadan has a lesser chance of getting admitted into medicine than the person that applied for the University of Uyo. The reason is actually clear because University of Ibadan every year has a high influx of students wanting to get admitted into the medical program. So it's in your best interest to apply to a school whose level of competition is lower or much lesser, at least depending on your budget and other factors. In the same vein, you have a higher chance of getting admitted into a school that has your state in its catchment area. So for instance, someone who stays in Lagos but is originally from the east would have a lesser chance to get admitted into medical school if he applies to a school like OAU or Unilag, as against someone who applies to say UNN or Unizik and is from the east and has the same JAMB score as that same person who applied to the west. So you have to apply to a school that has your state within the school's catchment area. Many high JAMB scorers have been disqualified or edged out of the competition because their post-UTME scores were not high enough. Not necessarily that it was bad, but it was not good enough to give them the admission that they seek. I, for one, scored 74 in my post-UTME exams. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good enough still because I wasn't able to make it to the merit list. So most persons, their post-UTME scores are actually the limiting factor. And what it means for you is that you can either choose a school that doesn't have post-UTME, or even when it has a lower percentage of the general score given to post-UTME exam, or you can actually apply to schools that don't take post-UTME. Many schools use the SSE result as a major requirement for the screening process. Your JAMB score doesn't just have a say. Your post-UTME has a say, and your SSE result as well has a say in the overall score that would make you qualified to have a competitive edge over others. What that means is that you need to have A's and B's for you to be a good candidate for the competition. Of course, we know that this is a competition, this is a competitive game. So if your post-UTME score is good, your JAMB score is good, but your SSC result is not good enough, then you may not be able to make it into the university. And so the solution actually is that you can actually decide not to apply to those schools that have SSC results playing a pivotal or a major role in your getting admission. Schools like UI, UNN, they don't necessarily require your score to be a perfect SSCA. All they require is just that you are able to credit all your courses in one sitting. While this point is off label, I won't deny the fact that many persons in medical school got extra help to get admitted into medicine. So there is a system in most universities that offers professors, dignitaries of a state quota in particular courses like medicine, engineering, law. These dignitaries, professors of the universities have a certain quota, and if you know someone that knows the professor, you can actually be the one that would be given that slot. So when someone has connection with these dignitaries, these professors, the person's chances actually increases. And what better connection is there to have than the connection with the one who owns all universities? And of course, that's the Lord God. Yes, if you have connection with him, it will be easier for you, and I trust him to actually help you in this year, and that this admission cycle would not actually elude you. If this video has provided help and good information to you, please do like, subscribe, and comment in the comment section below. And until the next one, remain inspired.